Hi and welcome to TendonFix. This is a short presentation about how you can solve your Achilles tendon pain. Yeah, and there we are. So this is your time is important, so this is not a long lecture. It's a quick presentation for your precious time. So are you ready? Let's start. What if I told you that getting better from the pain in the Achilles tendon has nothing to do with what I or others do to you physically? In other words, it's what you do that matters. What if I proved to you and showed you exactly how you can get better in the next 5 to 10 minutes? What if I show you how to get rid of your Achilles tendon pain over the next 3 months? Even if you have tried needles, shockwave, injections and more, heel raises on both 1 and 2 legs, NSAID and REST. And what if I offer you a therapist, a dedicated specialist, to guide you step by step on what to do so you not spend time and money on measures to fix you to fix yourself with treatments that do not help? Would you be interested in that? So, who am I? I am Alexander. I am the person behind TendonFix. And in TendonFix and in my clinic, I have helped a lot of people, both digitally and one-to-one here in my clinic, with Achilles tendinopathy or tendinosis, or also so-called tendinitis. I have worked with various national teams here in Norway, and I've been responsible for a big national team in handball. I do also diagnostic ultrasound, where we scan tendons. Over the past year, I have wrapped all my knowledge in a product, and I've developed this proven TendonFix method, so I can help people with tendon pain from all over the world. These people have all come to me for help with this one thing I will share with you, that will simplify and accelerate the way you get better. So what does make me and TendonFix different from others? I do not do passive treatments like needles, shockwave, massage and so on. I do not sell one-on-one consultation to get you better. I'm not just giving you heel raises and a thumbs up and hoping you get better. I do not give you advice on REST and NSAIDs. I create solutions, TendonFix is that, and I guarantee you results. I will get you in as good shape as possible, as soon as possible, even if you are now injured. And that is in addition to solving your Achilles tendon pain. And that I do through an online solution, so you can get help from me wherever you are in the world, whenever it suits you. Because you see, you don't have to come to meet me physically to fix this, but we have to have conversations or video consultations one-on-one, of course, so I can meet you and help you with you and your not with you, but with your problems. Sorry for my English sometimes. Norwegian guy trying to be English. So my method is that I have this solution for a reason, and as I said, you don't have to meet me, but you can meet me in this app, and I have done everything for you. So a little thing about being better is my knowledge, and even though it's not the main thing, it's the most important thing, because I have all this knowledge about pain, load, tendons and so on. But the main thing is what you should do yourself. So me, just a little thing, but even though it's little, it's very, very important. But the main thing is what you should do yourself. So if you follow my method and my framework that I have done hundreds of times, then you will solve this in the next few months. So if you want to be as active as you want, are you going to be pain-free, so you can train and be active as much as you want, as often as you want, in as many different activities as you want, like running, yeah, then you have to get the tendon to withstand load. And no passive treatments can do that for you, like shockwave, like massage, needles, and so on. They can give you pain relief for a short time, but they do not solve how your tendon can withstand load. To improve that, you must load the tendon. So, if you try treatments like shockwave, needles, injections, laser, or other passive treatments, then it should be the spice and not the solution itself. In other words, they end up a bit down the priority list. Or it could be like this. So I understand it's tempting to get this quick fix, but if it's not the spice, you will quickly be fooled like this. So if the therapist has a greater focus on how many treatments you need, rather than setting up a proper rehabilitation process, then you should replace that therapist. The same applies to the advice that NSAID and REST are the solution. It can be smart for a few days, but if this becomes an advice you listen to over time, the tendon will lose its properties, and when you load the tendon again, the pain is back. The same applies to being in the walking boot for a long time. Then the tendon have too long rest and lose its properties. Just read how Maria got help from me in TendonFix. I was sent home with a sick note, a dose of NSAID, and I was told to keep the couch with my legs high. This worked well there and then, but I had a need to get back to the active everyday life again. That was when I contacted Alexander and TendonFix. He showed me that load was actually the solution. With close follow-up and regular loading of the tendon, I was able to gradually work my way back to my everyday life. I heard from Maria here for a few weeks ago, and now she's running forest marathons. So she's absolutely back in her everyday life. Whether it is an inflammatory condition or not, you and I, as a therapist, don't have to take into account, or it's at least uncertain how much we have to take that into account. On the other hand, it seems that that explanation makes you drop what's the solution. Because if it was very inflamed, would it be a good reason to load the tendon? Maybe not, and that we have to change. In this vicious circle you're now in, of well-meaning but bad advice makes you and your tendon, as I said before, lose their tolerance to load, and your shape quickly becomes very bad. And everyone that's trained knows that endurance, strength and form are quickly lost. So the usual thing to do when we get pain is stop doing it. And when we remove the mechanical pull, the tendon loses its properties, as I said before. And then the tendon is fond of habits, and when you then make an activity again, it's unfamiliar and provocative for the tendon, and it hurts. The reason why it now hurts is that it has exceeded its new capacity, which is lower than it was before injury. So listen, when load is the problem, like running, jumping, working, walking, paddle, tennis, ball sport, whatever load it should be, then the load is also the solution. The problem is that it can be both the poison, if you do too much, too heavy, too fast, and so on. In other words, exceeding the tolerance of the tendon. But it can also definitively be the antidote too. So we must rehabilitate you with understanding for pain, load, sleep, rest, recovery, time, and so on. So we need to understand the person with Achilles pain, not only the tendon. Maybe you are afraid of loading your tendon, because every time you try to do it, it hurts for several days. And I understand that if it makes you confused, insecure and frustrated, and thus avoid loading the tendon. Did you know that sleep can be extremely important to you, your pain, and how you recover after exercise, work, etc.? Did you know that exercising and moving with pain can be completely safe and even beneficial? But we must have a clear strategy for how to deal with it, and we must understand certain basic principles about pain, load, dosage of exercise and more. We humans are extremely adaptable. We adapt and we can do the most amazing things. But if we start with this one, our lip or would hurt, it would bleed. So if you and I had started with this one or all of those, we would have problems. So maybe we could start with just a few, or with this, like this blue little, and then we could increase it over time. So we can do the most incredible things, and not everything is necessarily as we think and have heard. So how many of you did see a titty or a boob? So many of you who see this short video have probably tried both massage, needles, shockwave, injections, laser, etc. And many of you have also tried NSAID and REST. NSAID is anti-inflammatory drugs. And you have probably also tried heel raises, and then probably Alfredson's protocol, like eccentric training, where you do heel raises 2 to 3 times a day, every day. To be honest, I had never managed or endured this. In other words, I think we set many of you up to fail before you even start. There is a better way to do this, and this is important, because this is where a lot of the solution lies. If we fail here, it will quickly get into trouble. Those of you have tried heel raises have probably also been told that heel raises are important, but it stops there. You don't need, you not get a throughout explanation of how to perform them, but to consider in relation to whatever it is. Important mid portion of the tendon or an attachment problem. That's a huge difference in how we solve it and how we do the exercises. So how fast you should do the heel raises is also very important, because we know speed is quite provocative for an already painful tendon. And of course many other things I will teach you. And especially none of you probably has been followed up on what we say is so important, the heel raises. We don't know you have done it, for example. We just guess. No one to hold you accountable, so we do actually what's important. You have no one to get you the progression you need, and that is, we make it heavier and heavier. So it often gets like this, and this is my big issue in clinic. I don't know what my patient's doing, and I don't know if they do what I tell them to do. So it's often get like this. I tell, be sure to do the exercise now, and the patient just, yeah. And a lot of times, and maybe 70 to 80% of our patients don't do the exercises. We have to change that. So in TendonFix, it's like this. If you're trying to fool me not doing what we agree on, then it's like this. So if you try to fool me in TendonFix, I will come at you and get you to do what has to be done to get better. So if you sorry here, I think we have, yeah. So we know, among other things, that for athletes who are going back to their sport, or people who are going back to running, they should be able to do 1.5 times their body weight on one leg heel raises. So if you weigh 70 kilo, then you have to cope yourself plus 35 kilo on a barbell or equivalent on the shoulders, for example. And what can you really lose? Exercise is like a vaccine against bad health and impaired function. That is, by working with me throughout TendonFix, I help you both with your Achilles pain, and I show you and train you so you get better work economy, so we can run faster, and we can improve your heart health, so we can reduce the risk of a number of lifestyle diseases. I'll also guess you haven't had anyone teaching you about load and what irritates the tendon. Hint, you should do heel raises at a slow pace to begin with, and when you get better, we have to make the tendon withstand tempo or speed again. Many people told that there should be no pain during the exercise. It is partly wrong. Therefore, in TendonFix, sorry, this is the Norwegian word for it, we have an own strategy for pain. The majority are also told that they must not run. Sometimes it is very important to adjust it or not run at all. But on the other hand, if you can run for 5 minutes, for example, it is very important that you run exactly that. If not, the tendon and other parts of the body lose tolerance to run. So now you have two choices: manage this yourself, or what you have learned from me, or you could save time and money by following me and my method. So we get back to the activities you love in better shape than before, and with your Achilles and without your Achilles pain, as fast as possible and as cost effective as possible. Speaking of being pain-free, I guess many before me have promised you just that. The thing is, we need to change your function first. Therefore, I could not do sorry, bad translation, heel raises on one leg. Now I can do it. I was nowhere near running. Now I can do 6 minutes. I can't lift toes with sorry, this is bad English again. I can do heel raises with weight on the shoulders. When this happens, you should see that your pain also changes in the long run. Just see here what some of the people who have received help from me in TendonFix says. This is Kåre. After being bothered with Achilles pain and on and off for more than 10 years, it finally stopped me completely. All movement eventually hurt. Running, which is my main form of exercise, became unacceptable. Tendon and calf muscles were sore, stiff and painful. Luckily I came across TendonFix and Alexander while desperately googling for a solution. With almost daily follow-up and frequent adjustment of the strength training program, I quickly noticed that Alexander's method was the way to go. Progressive loading with the goal of heavy loading of the tendon. I'm actually a little shocked at how much weight I could eventually expose the Achilles tendon to. After about 3 months of exercise for Achilles and the rest of the body, the progress was so good that I let go of Alexander and continued on my own. Now, 9 months later, I am completely pain-free. For the first time in as long as I can remember, the Achilles tendon is not tender to touch. I can do whatever I want in running and training without being afraid of pain, or that I get stiff in the leg in the morning. At work as a fire constable or firefighter, I can painlessly fly 10 floors with a cold start and full equipment. I consider the days of Achilles problem to be numbered. Therapy, as all therapy should be, Kåre says. At my Norwegian site, I have a lot of video reviews of people who have been helped with my Norwegian TendonFix. So this is no scam. I have done this hundreds of times with a lot of people. There you see Kåre again, and Maria was over there as well. So it's easy to get started. Just follow these 3 steps. Phone call with me, so I can assure I can help you, and you also get to know me a little more. You do a payment, and then you download the app, and then you can start. Every Monday I start with patients and the rehab. So this is just a short little video about how it could be in the app. Me instructing you, as I said before, anywhere, anytime. We know what you have done, we know the dosage, more instruction, and I also have a lot of videos. This is, for example, some of the pain strategy. This is in Norwegian, and of course we have a lot of videos about how we can solve, and this is the video call and the knowledge and everything you need to get this going. So this is the feature and this is the benefit for you from the app. We have customized strength and conditioning program, so you do not have to wonder what exercise you should do. It's designed for you, your problem and your level. And of course, it helps you develop unlimited cardio and unstoppable strength. We have performance and data tracking, so it's no worries about doses and progression, no worry about what you should do. It's personal plan designed to achieve your goal. You are the superhero and the rehab should be on your goals and terms. It's built-in habit tracking to optimize all aspects of your performance and pain. So you can have a clear strategy for pain, exercise, dosage, sleep and other facts that affect you and your improvement. We have weekly check-in with video consultation. You get a call with me and we have all the talk about your problem. And we have also real-time messages, and in these messages you have 24-hour response time from me. I almost answer you right away. And this is because you no longer have to wait to get an answer to your questions before the next appointment in 2 to 3 weeks with your therapist. So say goodbye to being scared, frustrated, alone with the problem, lack of support, and not seeing you and your problem. We have body measurements and data tracking, so we know you're on the right track with your problem, and no more guessing about your function and your problem. We have push alert reminders for scheduling workouts and activities, so you're not, sorry, my bad English again, so you get what you need done, and I'll hold you accountable so you get that done. We have opportunity for nutrition monitoring and counseling, and this is to optimize your recovery and good lifestyle. And we know also that metabolic syndrome and diabetes are related to tendinopathy. This is something that I will probably develop over the next year. So we can connect a lot of different watches and so on, and this is to get even more data, so we can try to be as personal and get this rehab going. So get rid of your Achilles pain, gain unlimited cardio and unstoppable strength, leave nothing to chance, and join me and TendonFix today. You can scan this and contact me through WhatsApp. So I'll just give you a few seconds so you can scan it or take a picture of your phone, and then you can contact me in WhatsApp here, or this is my personal Norwegian cell phone number. Remember +47 before this one, and this is my email, so take a screenshot of this as well, at@tendonfix.digital. And then you can send me an SMS here or call me, or you can send me an email. So I hope this was helpful for you, and that is you get some more clear thoughts about how you can solve your Achilles problem. Underneath this video or presentation, it's also a registration form where you can leave your phone, your name and your email, so I can contact you, so we can get you on a call, so we can talk about your problem and how we can solve it. Pleasure having you here, seeing this video. I hope that you take contact with me so we can solve your Achilles problem. See you later.